Night is falling on us here in the city, adventurers, which means it's time to talk about another deep and dirty secret. It's not a secret, but it's funny how some people think it was a secret, that Dragon's Dogma is a game and a franchise that revolves around single save slots. I have to ask how many of the people who are up in arms about this from the second game actually played the first game, because it's been a known component for Dragon's Dogma as a franchise since the first game was out, which is over a decade ago. It's like 12 plus years ago. It's a game that has a single save slot. It doesn't do New Game Plus. It doesn't do multiple characters. It does one character. You can switch vocations, but you play through as Arisen, single character. And we were just doing this in Dark Arisen over the last few months, testing out different playstyles. I redid that intro like 4 different times to go try the intro for the 4 different classes. That's just the way these games are meant to be played. I did the same thing with Baldur's Gate 3. I went and played the intro with lots of different classes. It's not a big deal. If it's a single save file, you delete the save file and you start over and you pick up and you go from there. And the only downside would be if you decide you like the mage and suddenly you've spent 10 hours doing the intro 3 different times, you can't go back to the mage save file. You'd have to do that, go through the intro again. So I get the criticism and concern from some people. But the one that's making me scratch my head and puzzle over are the people who, in the same breath where they say they love the first game and it was so amazing and all these things, X, Y, and Z, greatest game of the year, my favorite game, blah, 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 blah. And then in the same breath will criticize the second game for having a single save slot. That's always been part of the franchise. Like, I don't get it. I don't really get the controversy here. I do understand some of the edge case scenarios, like I was just talking about, that, wanting to go through and try different things, not wanting to be locked to one thing, but they've also allowed you to quickly and easily switch your vocations in this game by going to the vocation guildmaster at any inn. So it's really a non-issue for people like me who are playing. I'm a single dude playing one thing through, but other people are like, well, what if my son plays in the same house with me and he wants to play through on his character and he can't because I'm logged in with my character and it's locked to my game? And I would just say, so log out of your account and have your son log into his account, and it's a non-issue. Like, as far as I'm understanding things, the game isn't locked to the device. The game is locked to the account. So it's like if you're logging in with a different account and you own it on the console, like you log in every time you play these games, there are obviously edge case scenarios where, it can be limiting to only have a single save slot. But I don't think it's the controversy people are claiming it is, because the first game has always been that way. I could name 20 titles off the top of my head that are game of the year titles for many people that also only feature a single game file. So I'd love to know more. Let me know in the comments below, why are people so upset about this? I'm not seeing the issue here. I'm not playing and going, it's like I'm not planning on stopping this game halfway through and restarting it, right? Like, I'm playing it all the way through with my magic archer, and then if I decide that I'm going to play it through a later point in time down the road, I will go through and play it again on a different character, like with Starfield, like with Baldur's Gate 3, like with Cyberpunk 2077. Like, I'm not seeing the issue here, so I'm genuinely trying to understand it. So help me understand it in the comments below. If you want more of the same, all you got to do is like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. I stream every single day here and on Twitch. There's a Discord, there's a Patreon. I play lots of games, so hopefully you'll check out the other playlists. See you next time, everybody.